Okay, revisiting this 2015 yard machine. I got it for 20 bucks from the scrapper that delivers. I've been working on it straight through, did a few videos earlier on this thing, what we found. Went to try to start it initially and the timing was off. The rope nearly pulled my arm off when it kicked back on me. So I just realized I took the oil out, changed the oil, and I got to add oil, so you guys are going to have to wait patiently while I put oil in this thing. I'll show you the gas that came out of it. Extremely stale. When I went to clean the carburetor when I had it off, both jets were gummed up. There was so much gum in it that the float needle was stuck in the up position. I had to keep spraying carb clean to get the needle to break out of the seat. There was so much gunk and gum on it. I actually had to manually scrape some of the gum off of it with a small screwdriver and then use carb clean to kind of break up the rest of it. So this thing's been definitely sitting a long time. So we're going to add fuel to it and oil. We had 150 on the pressure compression. I adjusted the valve. Somebody had been in there screwing around with the valve, so that's adjusted. I put a new blade on it. Took off the one that I temporarily put on and put a new one on. I have confidence this thing's going to run. So let me grab a funnel real quick and we'll put some oil in this thing. Sorry, I was not prepared. I wanted to be ready to try this thing out. I'll let that settle down and I'll put fuel in it in the meantime. So hold on, I know I had a gas can nearby. That'll be enough to start it. So let's check this out. I kind of threw it together. I didn't even do the case painting here with shaker can black. I didn't clean any of the decks, so this is going to need some rectification once it starts. I was just curious and anxious to see if this thing was going to sound good or even start. We did start it on Happy Juice and it sounded fine. No clanking, nothing seemed loose. We're at the bottom hole. I'm going to put a tad more in just to get it up here in the middle and then try it. So ironically, I sold a yard machine just like this, 21-inch self-propelled today. A lady had brought out a Turo self-propelled. I tried to rectify this thing, but I was unable to. One of the wheels here in the front, the gears were stripped out, and the actually the metal gear was stripped too. It was round and it was so rusty I couldn't get a Torx bit on the end of it. to remove it, so I told her I'd have to do too much work to it to make it worth her while. So I took it in on trade, sold her the yard machine. I ended up giving $30 for this. I don't even know if it runs. She said it did. I was more concerned with her issue with the front wheel drive. So when I have some more time, I'll have to drill out that torque screw, because there's no way for me to grab onto anything. It's so severely rusted. We'll check the oil one more time. I think there's an issue. I think the needle valve's stuck. I think there's still maybe some goop on that needle valve, because I just went to prime it. I see fuel coming out of it right here. It's overflowing. I'm going to try it anyway. Maybe we can shake it loose. Okay, that overflow seems to have stopped. The bottom of the carb was wet with gas, but I wiped it off with my hand, and there appears to be no more leaking. So I'm going to pull on this one more time. 2015 yard machine. I'll probably put some additive in the gas. It's got a slight running issue. I can hear it. The RPMs are fluctuating. So it's probably all that crappy residue from the ethanol fuel. May not have cleaned it good enough, the carburetor. So I'll throw something in the gas tank here to finish cleaning it up. And it starts kind of slow. When you last heard that start up, it kind of takes a couple seconds before it catches, and then there's a slight running issue. It's not tip-top. So for 20 bucks, I'm happy with this 2015. It'll replace the one I just sold today. I'll clean this thing up tomorrow. It'll be done. I'll make it look shiny and pretty, and this will replace the 21-inch I just sold today. It's the same exact model in about the same condition as the one that I sold, so we'll use the same ad and just sell this one. I won't have to take pictures. They're nearly identical. So that's how I'll approach that. Anyway, Mr. Snake and I appreciate you coming out. As far as we're concerned, this 2015 is fini, as they would say in Paris. You guys have a good day. Tip your waitress and waitstaff. They depend on you on a daily basis.